What kind of station is that? What kind of a station would pay a man to sit there in that lard and insult everybody?
Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad.
You're on your way out, Bob. You're on your way out. I'll give you maybe 2 years, but then you'll be on your way out if you got that. I want people to mark this day. I want people to mark this day because you laugh now, buddy, but you know,
give me a third
you'll be on you'll be on your way out.
The Mad Dog. Bob Lassiter, noon to 3 on News Radio 970 WFLA.
Well, I don't know. You got me so confused now with this sermon now.
Oh, it's real easy to get you confused, isn't it, Kirby?
Oh, hey, Bob.
Because you choose to ignore everything you've heard for the last 2.5 hours because it spits in your face. It pulls the rug out from underneath you, Kirby, and you're so damn mad you can't see straight, right?
No.
Right. Show, baby.
Hey,
go
Bob,
for it.
Why don't you go beat your wife, okay? Make everybody happy. We'll leave you alone. We won't interfere.
Go for it, Kirby. Get the rest of the show,
I
baby.
hear your squeaky chair there.
That's right. Guess what I hear, Kirby?
I thought you...
Guess what I hear, Kirby?
What?
The hollowness of your head.
The Mad Dog, Bob Lassiter, noon to 4 on 970 WFLA, the talk of Tampa Bay.
Star, you're on the air at WSUN.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, man.
Hey, I understand you were a pretty heavy guy at one time. Are you still heavy right now?
Depends on what you mean. I weigh about 238.
Oh, well, you're a lightweight. Anyway, I was just over at a Chinese restaurant getting some lunch.
Yeah.
And it's a buffet. And I dine out a lot by myself alone. I'm not married. I'm a single guy. There's a place I like to go to. It's a Chinese place. They got about 4 of them. Can I mention the name of it?
It all depends. Is this a good story or a bad story?
Well, it's a bad story for
Then don't mention the name.
For one of their restaurants. I've been to all 4 of them, but I went to the Newport Richie one. Anyhow, I go to a buffet and I pay my money and I like to eat whatever I want to eat. If I want to make 25 trips up there, it's a buffet. I'm going to eat what I want to eat,
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyhow, I was real hungry today, so I went in. I got there, I guess, around 1:30, and I sat down. I was really enjoying the food. And then about an hour and 15 minutes later, the Chinese guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, you had enough. You got to go." I really couldn't understand what he was saying.
Did you just burp?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
Oh, like you never.
I will in about 5 minutes. I'm still digesting, Bob.
Okay.
Anyhow, so I couldn't make out what he was saying. I started to smile at him because I said, "Yeah, it is very good." And he says, I can't imitate him, but he says, "You had enough. You got to leave." And I didn't understand what he was saying. I called over the busboy, who was an American fellow. I said, "What is he saying?" Well, he says, he's saying that, you're going to eat us, you've already ate your fill, and you've already eaten as much as you can, and, we're not going to go out of business on account of someone like you. And it was getting very, very insulting. Bob, I admit to you, I got a weight problem. I'm 6 feet tall, and I go right around 400 pounds. And look, I don't know if it's glandular or what. I'm a relatively successful guy, and I'm well groomed. It's not like I'm one of these big, slobby-looking fellas.
Right.
And I take a lot of pride in myself. I don't have a complex. I got a nice family. I drive a nice car. I'm not married at the time. And, I'll admit to you, it's tough getting lady friends. And I don't need a little Chinese guy coming up to me and insulting me like that. And I was flabbergasted, Bob.
I'd have been embarrassed too.
I didn't know what to say. I mean, I was in the middle of eating an egg roll, and I didn't leave, and I didn't lose my temper, and I said, "Okay, sir, I will, I'll be done in a few minutes." And I got up and I paid my bill. I'm calling you from my car now, and Bob, I am just feeling like crap. I feel like I should have slapped that guy or called the cop or something. What are my rights here, Bob? I mean, the place is buffet.
Well, yeah, but unless it says all you can eat.
It said all you can eat right on the front of the plate.
It does say that.
Now, I'll admit to you, I probably eat
I'd call the
more than
cops.
a normal guy.
I'd call the cops.
You think I should?
Yes, I would. Call the cops, go back there and meet them there at the front door.
Then if I call the cops, then I lose because they'll start telling me I should lose some weight. You know the ridicule that goes along with being a heavy man.
No, I just point to the sign, man. It says all I can eat, and the guy threw me out.
You think that's what I should do?
That's what you should do.
But it's just bugging the hell out of me. I'm driving around, and I listen to you a lot, and I had to speak to somebody.
I understand, man. That's what we're here for.
All right.
Okay, guy.
Thanks a lot, Bob.
Let us know how it turns out.
I will.
Okay.
Aww.
Okay. Let's go to the Star line. Hi, Star. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yes, Bob.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible we can know who you voted for the 92 presidential election?
Sure. What do you want to know for?
Well, I just want to know.
Voted for Clinton.
Okay. That answers my question.
Yeah. Why'd you have the question?
Well, the question is that you're a part of the problem.
I'm a part of the problem? How's that, sir?
Well, you voted for a Democrat.
What's the problem? First of all, let's identify what the problem is, since you want to say that I'm part of it.
Well,
what's the problem?
All right, the problem is real simple. If you voted for a Democrat or a Republican, you're part of the problem.
What is the problem?
The problem is very obvious. Just look around.
Well, no, it's not obvious to me, so you'll have to help me out here. What is the problem?
Well, look at America.
Yeah, I look at America every day, sir. I live here.
Okay.
Could you tell me what's the problem?
Filled with crime.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Homeless people.
Uh-huh.
Deficit out of control.
Uh-huh.
Lying.
Mm-hmm.
It's just obvious.
Just obvious. And this is Clinton's fault.
No.
Oh.
No, it's not Clinton's fault.
Well, then whose fault is it, sir?
It's a fault of the Democrats and the Republicans.
Who are Democrats and Republicans, sir?
The people who vote Democrat and Republican.
No, Democrats and Republicans are Americans.
Well...
So if you're telling me that we have these problems, and of course we do, there's only one group of people to blame for it.
Yeah.
The Americans.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
And they keep voting these...
Are you an American, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So you're part of the problem, too.
No, I'm not part of the problem.
Oh, you're not part of the problem, I see.
Because I didn't
Everybody
vote for,
else is.
I didn't vote for a Democrat or a Republican.
Uh-huh.
But you did.
Uh-huh.
So you got exactly what you deserved.
No, sir. Whoever is in office has very little to do with what's really wrong in this country today.
Well, that's just because
because
you've been brainwashed for so many years that you don't know the difference.
No, sir. Probably most of the people that you hear speaking on this radio station, callers and people that work here, I'm the least brainwashed.
Well, if you voted for Clinton, you have proven how brainwashed you are.
Well, you're obviously entitled to say that, sir, but... I don't really think what you have to say is really terribly valid because you won't accept being part of the problem.
I'm not part of the problem.
See, you're Mr. Perfect. You're not the problem.
No.
It's everybody else but you.
No, it's real...
No, sir, you actually are the problem. Probably the rest of us aren't. It's guys like you who won't take any responsibility whatsoever. Just blame everybody else for everything that's wrong. You actually are the problem. You got a hell of a lot of company,
Lassiter,
too.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure you can.
All right. Let me ask you something. You're about 40-some years old, right?
I'm 50, yeah.
You're 50, okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, let me ask you something. From the beginning of time that you've been on this planet, how many times have you been lied to by a Democrat and a Republican?
I've been lied to by people who aren't even any of those things.
No, but I'm talking about for presidents and for...
Sir, I'm lied to every day by everyone I encounter.
That's my point.
That's right, sir. Including you.
You're not being lied to by me.
Sure.
Why?
When you told me that you're not to blame.
I didn't say I wasn't to blame.
Yes,
I said
you
were to blame.
And you said you weren't. It wasn't your fault. It was everybody else but you.
Hey, look, it's real plain and simple.
So, like I told you, sir, I answered your question. I'm lied to every day by everybody I encounter.
If you want to keep
Some lies are more serious than others.
If you want to keep buying the same package every presidential election, and you want to keep buying the same pack of lies and the same garbage, then you're part of the problem.
Oh, go away. You're boring. It's worse than boring me. You're depressing me. You're depressing me, sir. I can't... It's people like you that are killing this format. It's people like you that are killing this town. It's people like you that are killing this country. It's people like you that are killing me. Just bitch, 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 bitch. When was the last time you laughed? You saw an old lady fall in the mud? God almighty, dude. Let's go to Mike in Town and Country. Mike, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello, Mr. Lassiter.
Hello, Mike.
Listen, I was wondering, have you never had a prayer answered in your adult life?
No, sir.
Every time I pray, he answers it. How about that?
Really? What kind of stuff do you pray for, John? Or Mike?
Mike. My name is Mike.
Yeah.
I prayed to get out of the Army.
Prayed to get out of the Army? Where are you going to get out of the Army anyway?
Hospital. Army Psychiatric Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I was behind a 12-foot fence with Bob on top, and I prayed to get out of there, and sure enough, he let me out.
I'll be darned.
How about that?
And if you hadn't prayed, you'd be there till this day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe the Thorazine helped, too. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe so. I think if you tried praying more often, Bob, he might answer some of your prayers.
Yeah, what do you suggest I pray for?
One more thing.
What do you suggest I pray for?
Hell, I don't know, a new house or something.
I don't need a new house. I wouldn't trouble God with a prayer request like for a new house.
Well, pray for something you need, something big.
No. How about a cure for cancer?
Yeah, pray for that. He'll come through with it.
Really, you don't think anybody has ever prayed for it? You don't think anybody has ever prayed for a cure for cancer?
One more thing, Bob.
Uh-huh.
There's no such thing as an atheist and a foxhole. I've never been in a foxhole. I know you haven't either.
No, sir, nor am I an atheist.
There's no such thing as an atheist and a foxhole. Everybody believes in God when it comes down to it, buddy. In jail, you pray to God to get out. In jail, you pray to God let those guys leave you alone. Mm-hmm. You pray to God when you're in prison. You pray to God when you're in a foxhole. And when you're in a mental hospital, you pray to get out of there, too.
Yeah, so what's that say?
It means when the going gets tough, it's tough to start praying.
Yeah. Guess what? Millions of people lost their lives in foxholes.
I know it.
Yeah.
But there wasn't no atheists there.
Really?
That's right.
Oh, isn't that marvelous?
Yeah. Well, anyway,
hey, guess what, Mike? There wasn't no God there either.
Okay, whatever you say, Bob.
Well, if there was, Mike, those guys wouldn't have died. Because they would have never been involved in the stupid wars that they were involved in, the needless, stupid wars that they were involved in. They never would have died, Mike, if there was a God who did things like that.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say anymore.
You don't have to, Mike. That's okay. I wouldn't expect you to.
I know it.
Take care.
Bye.
Be good. See, that's what your intellectual dishonesty does. Makes poor, decent people like Mike make asses of themselves. Because you encourage that kind of stuff, knowing better than you know. Playing the games that you play. And then poor guys like Mike stumble along. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Aren't you ashamed of yourself for creating this illusion, this fantasy, this silliness? And without thinking, saying incredibly stupid things, and without thinking, giving incredibly stupid credit, or blame, as the case may be, to supernatural powers that have nothing whatsoever to do with life's day-to-day activities. And then a poor, simple-minded, decent man comes along and makes an ass of himself because you won't be intellectually honest. You won't be honest with yourselves. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? You ought to be.
Send you on location to all the prisons, and you could do your show in the nude.
Uh-huh.
Then all the prisoners could get their jollies, and you could also have your talk show.
Here you are thinking there's just some kind of a righteous dude, and in essence what you do is sit at home thinking about my getting whooped up the whooper there.
You're right.
By a bunch of criminals.
I think it's a very pleasant thought.
I'll bet you do. I'll bet you think of my whooper a lot, don't you?
No, but
I'll bet you kind of wish that you were in prison if I was going to be there, don't you? You hope that I do, sir, because you want to whoop me up the whooper. I'll bet
you. Well, you're the one that mentioned.
I'll bet you actually listened to my show with your butt, pressed up against the radio.
21 minutes after the.
Sometimes I amuse myself. I do not tremble at the thought of speaking on the radio as you do. You suck! And then rush to hang up the phone.
You ain't dumb. You're too intelligent to tell me you don't know what I'm talking about.
Damn right I ain't dumb, sir. I'm keeping you on the air as long as I can milk this. Now, sir.
You...
Oh, God, sometimes I amuse myself.
Your show has been the pits today, and I can't believe you're actually getting paid for this.
Well, thank you for being part of it. It's your chance to chat with Bob. Sometimes I amuse myself. Nancy on a cell phone. Hi, Nancy. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Nancy, and we've been listening to you for quite a while.
Uh-huh.
And we've noticed a slight lisp.
No, you haven't noticed a lisp. You've noticed a sibilance problem, which is greatly magnified because you're probably listening on an incredibly cheap, flimsy radio that cannot handle the full dynamic range of my voice, and so it tends to clip the upper and the lower ends.
Well, we just wondered if you were slightly gay.
Does it make a difference to you, honey?
It does make a difference.
It
because
does?
I like gay guys.
Really?
Yeah. We wanted to know.
Is that why that guy behind you is laughing? He's a faggot? The one who's putting you up to this call?
This is a 970 WFLA News special report.
You know.
And you stop listening at 3, the best show that there is.
Well,
on at 3.
I'm going to have to turn it right on after I get in my ugly car. How's that sound?
So instead of listening to the mighty Lassiter and the world's best talk show, you listen to some bozo named Mark. You know, Mark Larson. You really think that's his name? Sitting there reading his flip card, saying things like,
know it's
"Hey,
phony.
22 minutes after the hour, 4 o'clock. Here are the Beach Boys." Oh, that's really exciting radio. And you're passing up on the mighty Lassiter to listen to somebody sitting there reading cards written by somebody who lives in Cincinnati.
Where's that?
Here?
Is that in the state, Cincinnati? I tell you.
Unbelievable. Did you ever hear of a guy that does a talk show? He's really famous for saying, "Get off my phone, you subhuman pig." Did you ever hear of him?
It sounds familiar.
Evacuations at all Children's Hospital in St.
Dan. Well, that was kind of like a drum roll. You know, like you would get if you were, you know, doing a stand-up comic routine in a nightclub, and you know you delivered your line, and the drummer goes,
Da 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 da. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you about the low payrolls because it makes a lot of sense.
Do you have any other one-liners like that?
No, I just
None.
had that on my mind all the way home. But I didn't know if people remembered that they had the lowest payroll, which ties in with the lowest income average, I guess.
I would have thought that perhaps what was attracting them to Orlando was the affiliation between themselves and, you know, boardwalk and baseball.
Well, be a new deal. Why not?
New deal.
Well, anyway, that's all I got to say.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Bob.
Take care. 990-9352 in Hillsboro. 461-9352 in the other place. Let's go to Palm Harbor. Hi there, Palm. You're on the air at 970 WFLA, home of the Magnificent Lassiter and the Ask the Magnificent Lassiter anything show.
What it is, Bob?
Pardon?
This is Mike Wilson, remember me?
No, I don't.
Yeah, we were at that party about 8 months ago.
No, I don't.
Anyway, I checked out that 11:10 a.m., that show you were talking about.
Uh-huh.
It's the most extraordinary display of human compassion that I've ever seen.
Great.
These people actually care about each other.
Uh-huh.
Do you know the guy or what?
No.
What are your views on it?
I can't have any views on something I haven't heard.
Oh, I see. You've never heard him.
No, I haven't.
Well, he's going to be on that Morton Downey show on the 13th.
Great. Hope Downey's still on by the 13th.
Yeah. Well, check you later, Bob.
Okay. By the way, did you see in the paper this morning, Michael? They're shifting Downey even in New York back again. They're flipping Arsenio Hall and Downey. Downey doesn't even go on now in New York until 12:30. Poor Mort. Gosh, golly gum. 990-9352 in Hillsboro. 461-9352 in the other place. It's Ask the Mighty Lassiter Day. What an exciting Ask the Mighty. You know, I told you, Mike, that first question, and, you know, it was...
You're right, it set the pace for the whole program.
It really did. There were one or two, you know, halfway decent questions after that, but Just unbelievable. What an afternoon. I love this. 990-9352 in Hillsborough, 461-9352 in Pinellas.
Something else,
Well, I'll be honest with you. When I started doing that Saturday night show, I was having so much fun with it that I would have, done it virtually free, which is what I almost did it for. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We don't want to bring up hard feelings.
Happy we got him. All right.
But
I think he said he was going to work 7 days a week.
The longer I did it, as we came into the nice weather, because I started doing it in the winter, and as we came into the nice weather, it was just getting to be such a chore for me. It just wasn't fun anymore, which is why I bailed out of it. And it's such a situation, I'm sorry to say, that as the weather got better, the audience got smaller, which meant I had to work harder and harder and harder and harder, and I wasn't having any fun at it. And if I'm not going to have fun, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, well, I can see where you're coming from.
I'm spoiled, you see. I have lived my entire life doing what I wanted to do. And if I don't like what I'm doing, then I don't do it.
Okay.
Let's go to Steve in Sarasota. Steve, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
This is Bob Lassiter.
Yes.
Oh, man, I've been waiting years for this. I remember when you were on WPLP. I'm kind of nervous, so bear with me. You were talking about the God thing with the previous caller?
Yes, I remember.
Okay. I'm an atheist. How do I... A lot of my friends are Christians and Jews. So how do I act in those kind of situations when they ask me to pray before a meal or some kind of religious event or something like that? How do I perform?
Why don't you perform just like they do? Go through the motions and pretend that you believe.
Well, that's what I do, but I was afraid that...
That's all they're doing.
I'm sorry?
That's all they're doing.
You sure?
Positive.
I don't know, man. They convinced me.
Do they lead their lives just like it says to in the book?
I've never read the book, sir. I really don't know.
Well, I'll tell you that they don't. I'll tell you flat out they don't.
Okay.
And this is supposedly believing that at any moment God will come back and judge them on the spot. They don't believe that, because it's not really that hard to follow the rules. They're not that incredibly difficult. Require a little bit of discipline, a little bit of self-denial, a little bit of charity. Yeah, sure, but the rules aren't really that incredibly hard to follow. They're basically common sense, basically boils down to do unto others. You know anybody that does unto others as he once done unto himself? I ain't never met anybody.
Good point.
Well, you see, they don't believe. Because if they did, if they really believed that at any time and at any second that, they were going to be stricken dead and judged on the spot, they wouldn't put themselves in jeopardy. It's not that hard.
Well, it is for me because I like them.
No, to follow the rules, it's not that hard. If that's what you believe.
No. I'm not a Christian. It's just that I like these people, and I want to respect.
So, like I said, do like they do.
That's what I've been.
Be a hypocrite and pretend. And everybody will be happy. There's no point in trying to talk anyone out of their faith or.
No, I don't try to do that.
Well, good. Or then, just remain silent. Bow your head if you'd like. Look down at your shoes.
Okay.
Unless you want to cause a scene, and unless you want to get involved in great debates.
No, absolutely not.
No, that's the way to deal with it.
Okay, Bob, appreciate it. Thanks a lot. I'm glad you're on WFLA.
So am I.
Take care.
Be good.
Let us go to Seminole and say good morning, Bernadine, or good afternoon, as the case may be. Off a great start already. Better get the kazoo ready today.
Good morning.
Hi there, Bernadine. How are you, Bernadine? Okay. It's going to be a long one.
I'm Bernadine.
Yes, I know. I'm Bob.
Somebody else is talking on this line.
No,
voice.
No, they're not, Bernadine. You see, you're trying to listen to the radio and talk on the phone at the same time, and
there's another lady saying it.
You're trying to listen to the radio. Oh, this could be fun. Notice how that other lady went away as soon as you turned the radio down, Bernadine?
I just turned it off.
I know, but if you turn it back up, you'll hear that other weird lady saying strange, stupid things.
Well, what is that?
Oh, it's just something we do here to mess with your head on Saturday.
Well, now, am I open?
Are you open? I don't know. What are you open for, Bernadine?
I want to talk to Bob Lassiter.
Well, go ahead.
Are you Bob Lassiter?
Yes, I do believe I am.
You don't sound like him.
I don't sound like him.
No.
Okay, you got me, Bernadine. You got me. Hey, Bob. Bob, it didn't work. Come on over. Come on back here.
Okay, Bernadine, now I'm here. Go ahead.
You're not him either.
I'm not him either. Okay. Bob, this didn't work either. No, this lady's too sharp for this. Okay. Here he comes, lady.
Hi, Bernadine, this is Bob Lassiter. What can I do for you?
Yes, you are Bob Lassiter.
Yes, I am.
I had two other men on there telling me they're Bob Lassiter.
I know. We just do that kind of stuff on Saturday.
Well,
it's kind of a silly show, you know. It's just a silly show.
Well, what I just wanted to know is why you call the befuddled old ladies, because they really love
I don't call the befuddled old ladies. Befuddled old ladies call me.
You said earlier in the program.
No, Bernadine. What I said is befuddled old ladies call me. I don't call them.
Well, I didn't mean it that way. I mean, after all, like I am, I'm 79, I'm alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a lot of pep yet. And I enjoy your program.
Well, great. Well, actually, you see, Bernadine, it wasn't me. It was one of those Bob Lassiter impersonators. One of the guys you spoke with earlier.
Well, why did they put them on?
Well, we got them on the payroll. There's nothing, there's not much for them to do on Saturday. There's hardly anybody at the radio station on Saturday. All of the, the important people get the day off. And so all of the other people around here on Saturday, who are basically window cleaners and janitors.
Now, you're
they
really
take part.
Bob Lassiter, right?
I am really Bob Lassiter, right?
Now.
So we let all the janitors impersonate Bob Lassiter on Saturday morning.
Pardon?
We let all the janitors impersonate Bob Lassiter on Saturday morning.
Come on.
That's true.
Now,
you were talking to them.
Where did you used to live in New Jersey?
Collingswood.
Guess where I lived?
Newark. Okay. Thanks, Bernadine.
You're welcome.
Take care. I just remembered an amusing incident from my childhood.
Yeah, there's a solution for all this mess down there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, send big fat pigs like you.
Oh, isn't that clever?
Big, huge fat pigs. See, you'll go down there, you'll go down there and you'll eat up all the food, and then Gloria ain't gonna starve to death.
Oh, isn't that clever? Who helped you think of that one?
You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't understand what you're saying, because you don't even understand what the hell you're saying.
Yeah,
you're just a disgusting subhuman person who has no idea as to what's going on in the world, who sits home glued to his talk radio set and occasionally calls in and tries to insult Lassiter. Oh, Michael, he called me a big fat pig. Michael, I'm going to have to leave the studio. I'm so ashamed.
Got to get rid of big fat pigs like you, and life would be a lot better. Yeah, your monologue, you're discussing what happened to our country. And I think for the most part, it's big fat pigs like you who decided not to do anything, would just sit around and complain about everything all the time.
Yeah.
If big fat pigs like you would do something productive, we wouldn't have this problem.
Right.
Yes, sir. You don't have any children, from what I understand, do you?
That's right.
Well, how in the hell would a big fat pig like you understand anything about children or what it is to raise children when big fat pigs like you can't even have them?
Well, you're not a human being, so what the hell would you understand about being a human being?
Yes, these people calling in today, I'm just curious as to why you're pandering to all the Jewish people, you big fat pig. Well, they're fools. They don't understand anything about it. See, he's talking about a wolf in sheep's clothing, just like you're a big fat pig in human clothing. Well, it kind of puts you in the same boat, because if a dog can't answer and it's an animal and you're a big fat pig, so how could you be saved? Because you don't have, you don't have enough sense to ask for it, because you're so stupid. You ain't nothing but a big fat pig. Yeah, you like those wild cherry Slurpees too, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
hey,
listen, definitely where it's at.
Listen, I'm like you. I ride around. I'm trying to find out stuff too. But you know what I found out?
No.
Because big fat pig like you rides around and eats it all up all the time. That's why there's none left. If big fat pigs like you would quit eating it, there'd be more for other people.
Oh.
I think it's an atrocity what happened to those children, but the worst part about it is one of those bullets could have been for a big fat pig like you, and one of them that got killed.
Right, yeah.
Yes, sir. The lady was just on there. I'm Smookish, by the way. The lady on there said smelling the bacon. Well, you get a big fat pig like you in a corner by a genius like Lionel, but see, you got to understand something. Big fat pig like you was on your way out the door.
big fat pig.
You've been telling me that for 3.5 years.
See if you can spot the fat one. That man out in the morning from 6 to 10 on SUN. He's the guy that makes Dom DeLuise cry. He likes to think he's number one. Blob L. He's bigger than the coast. Blob L. His eyelids are the most. Blob L. The biggest man in radio today. He plays the songs that make you sleepy. He steals material from Neil. He gives the time when the weather's looking fine. It's time to play the song again. Blob L. He's bigger than the coast. Blob L. His eyelids are the most. Blob L. The biggest man in radio today. Let's make the sun our sister station and bring the Blob in here today. And if the clap man could lose another kid, he'd have more boring songs to play. Blob L. He's bigger than the coast. Blob L. His eyelids are the most. Blob L. The biggest man in radio today. Blob L. He's bigger than the coast. Blob L. His eyelids are the most. Blob L. The biggest man in radio today.
Alan Box was a normal man with a nice home, a lovely family, and a cushy job with his father-in-law's company. Normal, that is, until just 3 weeks ago.
Hi, honey. How was your day?
Somewhat of an esoteric Monday, I feared will end up being, but nonetheless, let me see if I can't focus it in to the best of my ability.
Alan Box is suffering from Bob Lassiter disease.
Are you feeling all right, Alan?
Absolutely insane. I see things that nobody else seems to see, or at least cares to admit that they see.
Bob Lassiter disease attacks the central nervous system, causing otherwise normal people to communicate like suicidal maniacs.
To hell with you today. I don't want to talk to you.
What's more, Bob Lassiter disease is the one form of depression which is actually contagious.
God, just listening to that voice, I want to jump off a building.
You're the lowest of the low. You're a snake. You're a scumbag.
Please, send whatever you can today to Post Office Box 1-800, Davenport, Iowa.
Honey, it's Friday night. You know what that means.
Bitching and moaning and screaming and hollering.
Please help.
I'd be happy to answer your questions, but I really don't think it's appropriate to do it on the air.
Well, I just don't think that you're being fair.
I can give you ranges if that's what you want of radio personalities in the Tampa Bay market. And I would say salary ranges go anywhere from $18,000 a year to $150,000 a year.
Okay.
And these are rounded figures. Okay?
Yeah. And the qualifications for this is more experience than anything else, right?
No. You can get on the air. It has nothing to do with educational level. I mean, here, look how well Lassiter does, and as I understand it, never graduated from high school.
Welcome.
Bob Lassiter, News Radio 970, WFLA.
A Tuesday, January the 17th, 1989. You'll notice I'm a little bit anxious to get on with the show today. Some of you may even want to run tape on this, especially if you have initials like LR. I
I really want to get down to business today because there's some times when you hear things on the radio, you just can't believe them. Some people can be so stupid. I mean, so incredibly stupid. That's neither here nor there. This is the same person, this is the same moron who doesn't quite realize what she did, you stupid, ignorant lady. You don't know what in the hell you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. You are one of the most ignorant people I've ever had this pleasure of running into. That infuriates me, you ignorant woman. If you had an ounce of decency in you, you would apologize for it. I doubt very much that you will, because we know how much decency you have in you, don't we, lady? By the way, I know that you were apparently a little bit miffed. Just a wee bit miffed that the ratings were read on the air yesterday. Well, don't you know, bimbo, that those ratings pay your salary? Don't you know, bimbo, that I'm helping to put food in your kid's gut? You're not. I am. I'm sorry that you're offended that I've got big numbers, lady, but it's putting food in your kid's gut. And that's how damn stupid you are. So as a special service today, since we just had a couple of hours of Bash Lassiter, I hereby declare this Rip the Bimbo Day. I don't give a damn what you say about her.
I'd like to know what kind of station this is that pays an idiot
Damn
to
good
sit
one.
there and insult everybody.
Are you talking about the one that's on
What
before
kind
me?
of station is that?
Damn
What
good
kind
one,
of a
lady.
station
Damn
would
good one.
pay a
Damn
man
good
to
one.
sit there in that lard and insult everybody?
A station that
You
appreciates high
idiot,
numbers.
you.
Station that
Didn't you
appreciates
have
getting
any-
old farts on
didn't
like
you
you
have
with
any
their last
upbringing
few
at all?
breaths.
Didn't you have any upbringing at all, or were
Honestly,
you
at
an
least as
orphan?
much as you.
They should have taught you a little respect for people.
They did, man. Damn little for people like you.
You haven't had any upbringing whatsoever. You've grown
Oh, so
up
now
like
you're
a
going to
weed.
insult my mother?
You have grown up like a weed
You
with
know
no
my mother?
respect for anybody.
You know my mother? Have you ever
just
met her?
You're just jealous of Liz because she's smarter than
Did you die
are.
before or after my mother?
You're an idiot.
Uh-huh.
You're an idiot.
Right.
To sit there and insult everybody, and you're jealous of Liz.
Right.
Right. What else have you got to say, sucker?
Got
Liz
you
is
again,
smarter than
Granny.
you are.
Got the granny. We got the granny.
You idiot.
No, ma'am. She's as dumb as you are because I twisted both of you into my little trap, didn't I?
This lady, if she was a man, she'd whip your fat ass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you pick on the...
Well, why don't you come down and whip my fat ass, boy, huh? Why don't you come down here? Hey, why don't you be a big boy and come down here? I'll be here till 4 o'clock. Why don't you come down and whip my fat ass, boy?
I'd love to whip
Yeah,
your
well, why
fat
don't you come on down? If you'd like, we'll send a limousine for you this afternoon.
Saturday night, there were
We'll send it.
62,000
Would you
people
like
that
it to
whip your
send?
fat ass.
Would you like it to send a limousine for you?
Who in the hell do you think you are? You're a jerk. Why don't you apologize to that lady? You owe that lady a big apology. She's a fine lady, and you're nothing but a trash-mouth scumbag, boy.
Yeah.
That's right. Who in the hell do you think you are?
I know who I am.
Yeah.
I know who I am.
Faggots, who the hell you are, boy.
Oh, yeah. Another guy who's obsessed with my sexuality.
Yeah,
What's the matter? Can't you guys get dates? Is that why you're all listening to this show?
Who in the hell?
Oh, you're going to come down and whip my ass?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, he hung up. Jeez, he hung up just as we were about to get his name and address to send the limousine over for him to come down and beat me up. Bruce Williams weeknights 10 to 1 on News Radio 970 WFLA unless you're careful. 8:50 the time, 990 WFLA in Hillsborough and Pinellas 461 WFLA. I mean, really, I just spend 13 seconds of your life thinking about it. It's a piece of cake. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Pretty much would keep you very, very safe and, well within the limits here. I mean, we do have the good old 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Oh, Jesus. There goes 70% of you. Thou shalt not covet your neighbor's goods. Covet, that's a strange word. It's a word that we don't use an awful lot in everyday conversation, but in essence means envy. Thou shalt not covet your neighbor's goods. You shouldn't envy your neighbor's goods. In other words, if he's doing better than you, you shouldn't notice it. I don't know why that's important to God. Thou shalt not covet your neighbor's wife. Look at the gazongas on that bit.
Yeah.
Don't know why that would be important to God. Honor your mother and your father. Well, if they're deserving of honor, I suppose. But I mean, suppose your father was Charlie Manson. And your mother was Madonna. That's a good couple. Thou shalt not lie. There's a good one. There's a good one. 70% on adultery. 100% on that one. Uh-oh. Shalt not steal. Oh, what's that mean? Shalt not steal. Oh, it means you shouldn't take things that don't belong to you. But that doesn't mean you have to sneak in the middle of, the night into somebody's house and take their silverware to be a thief. I mean, you can be a thief by goofing off at work. Stealing the boss's money. 100% on that one. Thou shalt not kill. And or murder. Because we have a problem here with this kill. Every time there's a war or something like that, people say, oh, no, he didn't say kill, he said murder. But like when you get on a boat and go 12,000 miles to the other side of the world to hunt down somebody in a jungle who ain't never done nothing to you, seems to me that might, whatever. And then, of course, the biggies about keeping that holy day holy. Push him back, shove him back, way back. Push him back, shove him back. Yeah, that's keeping it holy. Shouldn't take the Lord's name in vain. Well, I'm not even too sure what his name is.
It's Frank.
And then, of course, the one about not having any other gods except the God. How could there be any other gods? Now, what a silly-ass thing to put in there. In your rules, unless you weren't too sure or something. But that's all you have to do. And virtually none of you do it. And yet you tell me you believe?
He's tanned, but he's pallid. He's spiritual, but agnostic. Won't tell you where or if, and when he does pray. He's proud and he's noble. He's got no self-esteem. He's right-handed, but he is a southpaw. What it all boils down to. Bobby's back and he's doing just fine, fine, fine. And I've got one hand on the steering wheel and the other hand's dialing a seaphone.
One, 2, 3, 4. I really prefer what I would call commercial jazz, more melodic jazz. And even with more of a Latin rhythm to it. Yeah, I'm a sucker for Latin jazz. Well, what the hell? Let's go back to the telephones, okay? To the north side, to the south side, to a car phone, to a hell of a lot of pointless people. You're on here, WLS. You're on here, WLS.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, Bob?
Yeah. Yes.
5 and 7?
Yeah.
What is that, like 9?
No, sir. Code 5 and 7. And if you were adding them up, that would be 12. Oh, my God. Got a code 10 there for sure. 591-890-0591-8900. You're on here, WLS. You're on here, WLS. Was there anything else that you wanted? Aren't you glad that I'm here to help you? When you get a deep, manly voice and you can get your own talk show, then you can ask the questions. You're really a neat guy. I'm known as the magnificent Lassiter. A humongous amount of money to sit here and tie 13-year-old little snot-nosed kids into not subhuman snot-nosed kid. Let me repeat that. Snot-nosed subhuman pig. Oh, pity-poo. Oh, pity-poo. You're wrong, lady. I do love a well-trained audience. You're on here, WL.
Chicago.
Why is it that Pizza Hut cannot get it together on their cheese? I thought that Pizza Hut had quantity control, but it seems that sometimes you get more cheese and sometimes you don't get as much cheese. As a matter of fact, just last week, my lovely wife and I stopped at the Pizza Hut. We ordered a pizza to eat there and a pizza to go. The pizza to go was crammed with cheese. The pizza to eat there hardly had any.
Well, like John in Port Tampa, I take great exception to people of the opposite sexual persuasion, and I'm curious as to what happened to your Bruce the Homo Hound that used to be kenneled there, who I presume you had there to deter.
Nothing, sir. He's snoozing right here by my feet.
He is snoozing by your feet?
Yes, sir.
With Dez?
Fez.
The name is Fez, sir.
Fez.
Fez. I find that very hard to believe, sir.
Sir, are you suggesting that perhaps I am fibbing to you about Bruce sleeping here at my feet?
I won't question your ethics.
Audience, do you see Bruce over here?
Yeah!
Sir,
would
you like me to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt to you?
Yeah, I would, beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Very well, sir. John in Port Tampa. Hi, John. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
How you doing, Lassiter?
Down, Bruce.
Oh, my God.
Bruce. He's looking over this way, Bob. Bruce. He's looking at...
Bruce. Down, Bruce.
Down.
Stupid homo.
Down, Bruce.
I can't believe it. Hey, there was Fez all afternoon, and he doesn't bark at him, but he barks at me.
Over there, get that steak. Back, Bruce. Back.
Stupid mutt.
Oh, my God.
Caller on line 1 in Tampa. Does that prove to you, sir, that...
I feel very humble, and I apologize profusely.
Hi, John. How you been?
Hey, listen, Fez, take a hike, would you?
Why are you pretending as if you don't know me, John? This is Fez, Wiley 970 WFLA.
Listen, Fez, I'll get back to you later, would you? Let's put the main man on the phone here.
Okay, I'm back on the line here, John.
I'll tell you what, this guy here, what's going on here? What can I show you, guy here, Lassiter?
What do you mean? What's the problem?
Well, I mean, this guy Fez here, he's kind of a funny character.
Oh, yeah, isn't he really funny? Comes out with some great lines.
I'll tell you what, just watch his...
It's your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Hello. I'm Mr. Ed.
Hello, Mr. Ed. Glad you checked in with us this afternoon. Hi, it's your turn to chat with Bob.
I was watching a snail crawl across the edge of a razor.
It's your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
I'd like to make a comment about some of these withered up old prunes calling in. I get paid under the table, so I'm not paying their Social Security. I'm not paying their way.
Santa, is that you? It's your turn to chat with Bob. Your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
You want to?
It's your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
God bless America.
It's your turn to chat with Bob. Now it's your turn to chat with Bob.
hoping they'd call back. It's your turn to chat with Bob. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this neighborhood.
I don't like that song. It's your turn to chat with Bob.
Yes, this is your turn to chat with Dan. Go ahead. Dan. Yes, go ahead.
Dan.
Yes, go ahead and chat.
I wanted to know about. You remember you were talking about that gun thing the other day about the old lady that had the gun under the pillow?
Get to the point, please. Get to the point.
Okay, Dan, can you give me 1 minute?
Okay. Please turn down your radio. I'm having trouble.
Okay, do you know that lady who kept the gun under her pillow?
Yes, I do.
How do you know she had a gun under her pillow?
I don't.